Greetings and welcome to Old School Goldsmith. I'm your host Gaia, and today we're going to set up an old school studio for you. Okay, we'd like to start with the apron first. This is where you catch all your metals, and if something drops, it goes right to the bottom. Can be fashioned in leather or vinyl. It doubles as a armrest as well that you can use while setting your diamonds. The beauty of this is it's easy to clean, and you can go from different metals, like for example from silver to gold to wax really quickly. So that is one of its qualities. Your studio should be like a kitchen, everything ready to go at hand's reach. No sense in wasting a lot of time looking for something if you have it right there close to you. Files and hammers can be located to your right if you're right-handed, and mandrels as well, things you use all the time. The soldering station is important because soldering is one of the most important things. I use a blowtorch found in Germany, and with the air pump, so it's air and propane mix, so you can take this torch anywhere in the world and use it. The bellows, this is you can make it yourself, or actually this one came from a rubber boat, and there's the picture of the torch with its pilot, and it's a very easy, flexible torch to use. Everything is like close with the fans above to extract air. That's very important, some sort of an exhaust fan, and I have a little rack of drawers to hold tools, and there's the hammer. I'd like to go into some tools now. This is just a regular straight Goldsmith hammer. It has a riveting edge on the end, and it's tapered, old school. Then the files have their own handles that screw on. This is a number 1 ring file. I use a lot for rings, and it's got a flat side and a round side, so you can do just about everything. It takes a lot of metal off. The cut number 2 half round ring, actually this is a ring file, cut 2, is a very useful tool for taking down the scratches from the number 1. Mandrel. This is a sizing mandrel in the US standard. It's been annealed, it's been tempered, so it's hard. It uses the US standard, and on the other side has a scale that you can take a straight piece of metal and make it go from the top point, or the bottom point, to the top point. Yes, there's the top point there, and then to the middle, wherever size you want, a straight piece, bend it round, and it will become that exact finger size. An anvil. This is another tool that's on the bench all the time. A lot of things need to be hammered and such, and I like a big, thick, heavy piece of steel that has been tempered as well. And my tweezers, I have 2 types of tweezers. The regular standard tweezers I use for metals, they're quite thick on the edges. You can see the number double lock. And then also I have a pair of stone tweezers. These have grips and the tips so that things don't slip, and it also has a sliding lock. It's very practical for clients with stones. You can put it in and release it if you like. So one of the most challenging things in jewelry is how to hold things. This here is a ring clamp that was once used by Indians to hang their carpets. It's good to hold rings while they're in their shanks to set the stones, and also for miscellaneous pieces of metal and such that you need to put pressure on. This is a small round scribe with polished point, and this is a bezel pushing tool that rolls the bezels over. It's made of soft steel that hasn't been tempered, and I take a file and hit the top of the tip of the punch, and it makes a roughness to it that it won't slip. It also has a cut that I put across it that will give it more traction, if you could say, with bezels. Now with soldering, this is a tungsten pick. It's for picking up solder, moving pieces around. It's a long piece, and this one even has a shield. A very important tool for the soldering. You can put some flux on it to give it some extra sticky ability. Now tweezers, these are self-tightening or self-locking tweezers. These are 25 years old, and I've been using them for a long time. They're wonderful tools. A bent one uses for curves, and then the straight one has its place too for holding pieces. Now the pickle pot is something that you can get just about anywhere. It's a crock pot, and put it on low. I use the product Sperex. There's several products that could be used. I also have two different glasses in mine, where one of them is for gold and silver, and the other one is for steel and things that aren't so precious, that won't be copper coated if it steel hits it. The pickle is a little bit toxic, so you want to make sure there's a cover on it. And then there's your dip water and some copper tongs to go into the pickle pot. I use a wire for different things that attach to, that I don't have to go fishing for the pieces that go into the pickle pot. So there's the studio for today. I wish you all the best.